everyone. Okay, working on this is on my Steampunk series I'm doing this month for my 12 of 12, and I wanted to share. Here are two of my elements that I've created. It's for the Steampunk Fairy Journal that I had, so I just wanted to show you what I've done. Here are some of these gears, and I'm going to show you how I did them. They're all the same. There we go. I'm going to start with this one. I went from this to this. This is a piece of scrapbook paper. You know, that shiny stuff that we get and you really, sort of hard to use it on stuff. So I started with that. I drew my gears out on the back side of them. You can see my marks there, then cut them out. And I used the center part to make these. So I started with this. And what I did, one thing you have to remember, it's sort of like with your playing cards. You have to make sure you get the smooth surface off so it works the way that you need it to. So you take your, I'm just using one of the dollar Bath and Body Works files. You know, you get them at Christmas usually. People like to throw them in your gifts. And I just roughly, piece of sandpaper, a sanding block, whatever. And I just roughly go through and I am taking, you will see, like when I go on the edges, it's pulling off some of the paper on the edges. That's intentional. I want that. It just helps. So that's first thing that I do very quickly. It doesn't take that long. And if you want the galvanized look, the new galvanized look, that would give you that type of look. If you want to leave it at that, I don't. And I had one here. And that's without the picture in it. And you can see those are a little bit different. You see that. So what I do is I start with, this is Rusty Hinge. Thank you, April, for asking me. Say, oh, do you have this? And because I said, I'm going to use some black to this. And she goes, do you have the Rusty Hinge? And I said, oh, yeah, I do. So I start with my Rusty Hinge. And I just sort of dab it. This happens to be makeup sponge. They come in a set of 3 at Dollar Tree. Works really good for the dabbing. Of course, you can use whatever. You can use a piece of paper. Dab it straight on there yourself if you want to, a dauber, whatever. But I am a big DIY person. I want things to be very cheap. Then I use black soot. Or any colors. And you can probably do this with the paint as well. Then I went back and I put my black on. And see, that doesn't look, when you dab that on there. So I flip it back on the side that I had the Rusty Hinge. And then I sort of rub it. And it blends them. And depending how dark you do, like I wanted to leave that one there very tarnished. And where you filed it, you start to see those marks. Okay? And see, those are very different. I went heavier on the Rusty Hinge on that one. If you don't like that, you can just go back and just sort of blend in more, whatever way. Don't put as much black on there. It's just really whatever you want. Making a couple of these a little bit darker. Or a little bit more rustier looking. Than the original ones, that I did. But there we go. So that gets you your gears to look. You can keep them silver if you want. You can make them bronze. You can make them copper. You can make whatever color you want. But there's the gears. And this is just I want to say Lovely Lilacs Etsy shop is where I had these. And they were sort of like film strip fairies. Drew little goggles on that one. These I didn't alter much, but just add a little glitter because where I was putting them in here. And of course, you take your gear, you size them up, whichever the color that you like. I sort of like the darker one on this one. And depending on the size of your image, I already know approximately where I need to do that. Line it up. Rub it down at the back. And there we go. Got a gear. Let me go ahead and get this one done. So I have it. And this is my glue recipe. It's my faux art glitter glue. I use it on everything. I use it on paper. I use it on fabric. I use it on about everything. Of course, I don't know. I haven't tried this yet. Might want to, you don't want it as bright, but I sort of want them bright because the kit is sort of bright that I've got. I just thought I'd try that out. But there you go. There are my gears to go on my steampunk journals. Or my fairy steampunk journal. Some of them, and the gears, I can use these other gears on other things too. But there you go. Thank you. I'll catch y'all later.